This to rank the most corrupt one in the year of 2024. Two African leaders have made it to the top 3 on the list of the most corrupt leaders of 2024. The two are Kenyan President William Ruto and Nigerian President Bola Tinubu.
Number 3, amongst the world's most corrupt people. Why corrupt people then? According to Occrp, which is Organized Crime and Corruption, they say 2024 finalists for Persons of the Year in Organized Crime for Corruption. We asked for nominations from leaders, journalists, the Person of the Year, judges, and others in the Occrp Global Network. The finalists who received the most votes this year were the first person in president of Kenya, who happened to be William Ruto, and the second person is former president of Indonesia, known as Joko Widodo. And the third person is our own president, which happens to be President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He became the third. More international news are now carrying this Tinubu small thing might corrupt people. Then why would he be the most corrupt now? What are the things that made him to be among the most corrupt persons in the whole wide world? I want you guys to just listen to this particular video. This lady, watch this video to the very end. Stay tuned for more updates. We'll talk about this thing after. Just watch this video first of all.
The world leaders were ranked by the Organized Crime and Corruption Reporting Project, or the Occrp. Now, the global network of investigative journalists that specializes in organized crime and corruption. Ruto and Tinubu were the finalists for the Occrp's Person of the Year award. The top ranked, that is the most corrupt leaders title, was given to former Syrian President Bashar al-Assad. Kenya's William Ruto was placed second, and Nigeria's Bola Tinubu secured the 3rd spot. Though Bashar al-Assad was ranked number 1, he did not receive the most number of votes. It was the Kenyan president. An unprecedented number of people, more than 40,000, wrote in to nominate William Ruto for Person of the Year in Organized Crime and Corruption. But the Syrian president Bashar al-Assad had the jury's vote, so they placed Ruto in 2nd position. Now, the Ruto government in Kenya has been accused of greed and corruption, resulting in failures in economic policy, health, education, and political instability. Kenya saw a wave of protests last year that began against a controversial finance bill involving tax hikes. The demonstrations snowballed into a wider movement against the Ruto government. The youth-led rallies demanded an end to economic woes and corruption, and also for Ruto to resign. The government's response was swift and brutal, with security forces deploying tear gas, water cannons, and live ammunition, leading to numerous injuries, deaths, and disappearances. A fresh protest has now begun in Kenya against the abduction of government critics. Inspired by the rallies in East Africa's Kenya, youth in West Africa's Nigeria also marched against the Tinubu administration last year. The protests were dubbed End to Poor Governance, calling out the government graft. At the center of these protests were his controversial economic reforms, which included removing decades-long costly fuel subsidy to save money. Tinubu claimed that these reforms would fix the economy. However, it further burdened Nigerians with skyrocketing inflation and fuel scarcity. The Nigerian President Tinubu has been accused of amassing enormous wealth for himself and his family. He has also faced scrutiny for being a drug dealer in the US in the past. He was also rocked by allegations of certificate forgery shortly after he was inaugurated as the president in 2023. Now, during his presidency, he has faced backlash over his economic policies. Similarly, Kenyan President Ruto has also faced suspension for graft in the past while serving as a minister. As per reports, in the first 6 months of his presidency, he spent more than $11 million on receptions, parties, and other hospitality supplies. Tinubu is also accused of prioritizing his personal luxuries over the welfare of the Nigerian people. Both leaders frequent foreign trips and have come under the spotlight. In fact, they are both known as Africa's flying presidents, as carried on with their foreign visits in luxurious jets while people in their countries suffered under tough economic conditions. So while public outrage grows against them, such reports are only making things worse for the leaders of the two big
People not
African
be
economies.
smarty. So Tinubu is not the third most corrupt person in the whole wide world. We are not talking of Africa. We are not talking about continent. We are talking about the whole world in this earth, here on earth. Now Tinubu be the third most corrupt person. Even though say we dey even get Russian president wey be say he's dealing with Ukraine people. He no still even make am to the most corrupt people. Remember too well that we say that Tinubu is a CIA asset to the European people. Now, Mr. Tinubu, 72, was at the top for his role in entrenching a regime of corruption in Nigeria. We all know how Tinubu emerged as the president of Nigeria through rigged election and appointment by the so-called Nigerian INEC chairman. Because even when the result was called, every Nigerians were crying both on social media and, of course, out of the social media spaces because they know whom they voted for. So he was the governor of Lagos State for at least 8 years between the year 1999 and 2003. A period he's used to, amass enormous wealth for himself and his family. Following his assumption of office as Nigeria's president in May 2023, which is the last 2 years, Mr. Tinubu quickly moved to award a multi-trillion naira. We're not talking about multi-billion or multi-million, we're talking about trillion. A multi-trillion naira road project to a company run by his own son. Do you see it? Tinubu is just there enriching himself. So the proposed Lagos-Calabar route is Nigeria's most ambitious infrastructure project to date. Do you understand? And the controversy did little to allay widespread fears that Mr. Tinubu would raid Nigeria's treasury as he did in Lagos the prior decades. He wants to ruin Nigeria. Like we said, Mr. Tinubu's history as a cocaine dealer in Chicago also helped inform participants in the nomination process for this Occrp ranking. So submissions showed he was also rocked by allegations of certificate forgery shortly after he was inaugurated. He strongly denied all of these allegations of corruption. A spokesperson for Mr. Tinubu did not immediately answer a request seeking comment about his unveiling as a globally acclaimed organized crime personality from people. My correct people, them no be smarting. This is someone that Nigeria called their president. I now say, the same Kenya where Martin Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped. Do you see how corrupt Kenya is? Do you see it? When Biafran people were saying, hey, this Kenya, this and that, that and this. Do you understand now? Kenya is now the top. Kenya is topping number one, the most corrupt person is Kenya president, former Kenya president. Now why my corrupt people, them no be smart, The corruption boku is too much. Now, Tinubu has been ranked as third most corrupt person in the whole wide world. I hope this is not going to affect the naira. We don't want to hear story. Like some people keep saying, people are rejoicing that we have refineries in different parts of the world. Now, in different parts of the country, the question is, does it affect the price of fuel? You have refineries, you can now refine PMS in Nigeria. What happened to the prices of fuel? Petroleum prices, how far? Have it reduced drastically or it is still sold at a high rate? The only time we can clap hands and rejoice that yes, we have refinery in the country is only when a liter of fuel is being sold as low as 200 naira, 300 naira. Or let's say, bring it down to 500 naira. Let's see. Than the amount they are being sold at this moment. Things are no longer the way it used to be in the country anymore. Make this particular corruption make you no reduce naira. Na wetin me I wan talk on my own. Tinubu, you say that you are happy when you are celebrating for first day of January. When Tinubu went to celebrate first day, which happens to be yesterday, he said that he is happy that he applied for this position and he was given this position. What type of position? Presidential position. Who applied through who? Who voted for you? I don't think there is anybody that voted for Tinubu. Tinubu only said that it is my turn. He did not even promise anything to Nigerians. He only said that it is his turn. And when he won, he removed fuel subsidy. Things keep getting worse. What did he say? That people should give him time and endure. Oh yeah, now. Nigeria, my correct people. Then you see the thing now. At this moment, Tinubu is a corrupt leader. So how are we going to cope with this corrupt personality? His yes is not yes. His no is not no. That is the kind of person Tinubu is. Look at Peter Obi, the person that many people, many Nigerians voted for, the person we campaigned for, the person that youth stood behind him, that they want him to rule this country. They rigged him out. The man equally went to IDP camp yesterday to visit people that, that terrorists chased away from their communities. People that were long forgotten, who know that there's an IDP camp in Abuja. If not for this news that circulated since yesterday of Peter Obi's visit to IDP camp in Abuja, who have known that people are there? Do you see the kind of Nigeria we find ourselves? The so-called president did not even have time to go and visit those people. Rather, he was seen with his fellow politicians saying nonsense that he's happy that he applied for this position and he was given, the people gave him the position. Which position, Oga? Which people? Things are getting out of hand in the country and you say you're happy. Happy about what? You have about 15 oil wells, I mean 7 oil wells if I'm not mistaken, in Niger Delta, in Nigeria. You equally awarded trillions of dollars, what do they call me? Trillions of dollars here, award, contract, I mean to say. You awarded contract worth trillions of money, about 15 trillion, I be 17 trillion, to yourself. And Nigerians are languishing in anger. Things are not getting better. My correct people then, wait till una got to talk. What is your opinion regarding this? That Tinubu is now not only CIA asset, but the most corrupt leader. He is the third one, the third person among the list. He is the third person. He become the third person on the list of most corrupt leaders. Anyway, my correct people, then make una tell us in the comment section una opinion regarding this particular news you just to watch. What do you have to say about this? I beg do want to subscribe if not done so. Turn on the notification button so I get notified whenever we post our latest content. Thank you for watching. For more.